Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm excited for today's video because we're doing a Q&A. Now I know, not very original, but that's fine. I get it. I will say though, I did a Q&A a couple years ago because I was like, oh, I want to start my YouTube channel up again for the 1000th time, but I don't know what to do. So I thought a Q&A would be a good idea when that's actually a horrible idea because nobody cares. I don't already have, people watching my videos. It was just very random, not good. I will not be linking it, but it's still up if you so choose to, for whatever reason, watch that video. So, like the influencer that I am, I posted on my Instagram story asking for questions. I'm honestly surprised that people actually ask me questions because who cares, but here we are, and I'm excited to answer some of your questions. But before I start answering, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to do that down below, and turn on the bell so you're notified every time that I post. Anyways, let's get into it. I probably won't be answering every single question that I received because there is a couple duplicates and some I might not want to answer. But here we go. The first question I got asked was, it's pretty loaded, I will say, all-time favorite album. See, we've run into an issue here because I can't make decisions. I'm indecisive. I don't want to give, a final answer, and I'll beat around the bush. Oh my gosh, this is such a hard question for me. I think my all-time favorite album is A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships by the 1975. But it's funny because when this album first came out, I was not interested at all. I don't know why. I've always loved the 1975, but this album came out and I just didn't feel like I had to jump into it immediately like I normally would, if that makes sense. But it's one that I always go back to now and has some of my favorite songs by them on there. So long story short, it's that. Now my next question is all-time favorite fashion trend. Now that's also a hard question because trends come and go and they also return and then go. I feel like fashion is just kind of a repeating cycle of itself. I would say in general, 90s fashion is very interesting to me. I love the baggy jeans, Converse, the more casual grunge kind of stuff. That's definitely my favorite. I know that's really broad, but I don't know, there's nothing that really jumps out at me because trends come and go so quickly, and they come and go for me too. I'll love it one second and then hate it the next. So I guess in general, just 90s fashion. I don't know if that answered the question. Moving on, the next question is, what do you miss most about being on campus / GCM? Love you and miss you. Love you and miss you too. And GCM's the program that I'm in. I think what I miss most about being on campus is just being around like-minded people all the time. And because my program is so small and we have our own space, which I'm very grateful for, it just felt a lot more personal, which I really, really loved, and I miss seeing everybody and actually sitting in classes, which, very weird. You would think I would never miss that, but I do. But just in general, seeing people, I feel like that community just, I don't know, everyone was so nice, at least to me. Yeah, I just miss being there and seeing everyone and causing a ruckus, and yeah. Now the next question that I got is, what do you think of when you hear the word joy or happiness? That's a very deep question. It's not something that I think about often, which sounds a little harsh, but I don't know, it's just not something that crosses my mind. What do I think of? I would have to say my friends. I know that I shouldn't, rely on other people for happiness, and that's not what I'm saying because I don't rely on them for that, but they do bring that for me. And seeing my friends and seeing them happy too just makes me really happy, which sounds really cliche and corny, but I don't know. Now the next question that I got is, what would your dream job to get? What would be your dream job to get once you graduate from university? Now that's a good question. I'm probably going to say that for every question, but that's a good question. And if it isn't obvious, it's YouTube. I love it with my whole heart, but it can be difficult, and when I talk to other people about it, it's kind of similar to acting. You gotta get lucky sometimes, and I understand that, so that's why it's my dream job, and that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, I think if it wasn't YouTube, it would be to be my own boss, start a business of some sort. What that would be, I'm not really sure, but definitely something creative. I'm definitely more of a creative person. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that answers the question, but that's what I think. The next question says, what is your current favorite song? Again, with the hard questions, people. I don't know how to answer these. Okay, I've got a few in mind. Sorry I can't narrow it down to one, but this is my video, so I make the rules. But I would say either Yes, I'm Changing by Tame Impala, Someone New by Hozier, or Leave the Door Open by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, or Silk Sonic. I'm not really sure how that works, or if that's the same thing. But yeah, those are probably my 3 favorite currently that I can't choose from. So, sorry about it. Next, someone said, what is your favorite TikTok trend of 2021 so far? Now, as someone who watches TikTok like it is my religion, why can I not answer this question? Why do I not have an immediate answer? I'm definitely into the more like funny stuff on TikTok. I'm not really a dance watcher. You know what though? What I will do is I'll insert a few TikToks that I think are funny.
Literally, how is she so attractive?
I bet you finna leave. Can I get a hug? Alright, let's go.
Bro, why did I ask her that? That was so corny. Oh my god. Dang it. Oh.
Tom Nook. On the runway, your look is really ringing our bells. But in the Maxi Challenge, you didn't earn enough of our interest. Isabel, in the Maxi Challenge, you earn a 5-star rating. But Isabel, your look on the runway is a bore. I'm sorry, my dears, but you are both up.
Am I really talking to 2 plastic figurines right now?
Ladies, prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync to Bubblegum KK.
That leads me into the next question that says, what TikTok song / audio has been stuck in your head recently? I think it's the classic Fortnite song. I will not be singing it because it's embarrassing, honestly. But if you know, you know.
Number 1 victory royale, yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down.
Now the next question is, what is your favorite decor item in your room? I think it might have to be my flowers. Last time you saw flowers in my room, they were white tulips, but now I have red tulips with baby's breath, and I have been loving having flowers. I don't know who I am, but I also love candles, and I think my favorite candles are these continuous, I don't know, I'm holding it like this, these Continuous Occasions candles, subtle plug. I'll leave a link to Continuous Occasions Instagram in my description, so you should go check them out. But yes, I love candles and flowers. Someone asked, how many jobs do you currently have? I have 3. I have 3 jobs and school, and then I do YouTube. Next question is, do you miss living at home? I don't know if I miss living at home. I do miss home sometimes, but I love being independent and doing my own thing. But I do miss home and I miss my family, but I don't know if I miss living at home. Next question is, what is one thing you've struggled with the most due to COVID? I think at the beginning of COVID, just like everyone else, it was like, oh, it's only gonna be a little bit. I just get a break. Even though I was still in school, like nothing really stopped necessarily, it just switched to online like immediately. But after a while, I think something I still do struggle with is that every day feels the same, and I know other people are like that too, so you're not alone, because I feel it. Every day really does feel the exact same, but that's why I love doing YouTube, because it kind of switches up my routine, my week. It gives me something fun to do. But yeah, it feels like our lives have stopped but time hasn't. Does that make sense? That leads into the next question, that is, what is something you learned about yourself since COVID? I think I've learned that I'm better at being by myself than I thought I was. I mean, I said before that I like feeling independent, but I think this is a little bit different. Like, I feel better doing things, like mundane tasks, like on my own. I don't feel like I have to be with people. And I learned that I actually do like online stuff. I thought I hated online school at first, but I actually like working remotely, and I like doing my own thing. I feel like there's a lot less pressure. Ooh, The next question is, what is your favorite YouTube video you posted this year? Okay, this was in 2020, but I think one of my favorites is when I took myself out on a date. That was really fun to film. I also really loved when I did the video with putting outfits together for every letter of the alphabet. I don't know why that took me so long to process, but that's definitely one of my favorites. Although, yeah, that was also in 2020, but this year, I surprisingly liked my vlog from last week. I didn't think I would like vlogging because it's weird, and I know I only vlogged basically in my room, but it was fun and different, so yeah. The next question says, what is the total time spent on your phone today? I don't even know if I want to look. Also, it's 1:43. The time is 1:43 right now, so this isn't even like for the whole day. So just today, I've spent a total of 2 hours and 30 minutes on my phone, and an hour and 30 minutes of it was spent on TikTok. So my daily average is actually 7 hours and 20 minutes. No wonder I get nothing done. But we don't have to talk about that. That's for another day. And then that leads to the next question. What is your most used app? You could probably just guess that it was TikTok based off of my last answer, but it's definitely TikTok, and after that, probably Instagram. Next is, what is your Starbucks coffee order? I usually either get a grande or venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew. I think next time I get it though, I want to ask for like oat milk instead. I don't really know how it works, but I just don't want to keep getting dairy in my coffee anymore. I'm over that, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think I should do, because I'm a very simple gal when it comes to coffee. And side note, I tried that shaken oat espresso brown sugar drink that was all over TikTok, and I hated it. I don't know if it was just the way that that person made it or if that's just how the drink is in general, but I didn't like it. It didn't taste like coffee at all. I think I would have liked it when I first tried drinking coffee because it didn't taste like coffee. It was just sweet and like cinnamony. It tasted like cereal milk with cinnamon in it, and I did not like it. But anyways, yeah, my go-to Starbucks order is the vanilla sweet cream cold brew. That was a very long-winded answer, but there you go. Next, favorite go-to snack. This answer should be obvious. Maybe not to my YouTube video watchers, but if you follow me on TikTok or if you know me personally, it's obviously Baby Bell. I have no explanation other than it's the most amazing snack I've ever had. Next is skincare product you can't live without. I have found that the Ordinary hyaluronic acid has helped a lot with my skin, which is surprising because I have heard mixed reviews about it, but I have very textured skin because it's dry, and then my face tries to compensate by like releasing a bunch of oil, so it's like oily and dry at the same time, especially on my forehead. But with this hyaluronic acid, it's like basically cleared a lot of the texture off my forehead and on my nose. I don't know if it is the hyaluronic acid, but when I added that to my skincare routine, it did change, so that's what I assume. Favorite memory of 2020? Honestly, I think it could be my birthday, because celebrating it with my friends, my closest friends, because of COVID, like my roommates and stuff, felt really special, and I felt special because of the way that they treated me and everything. They did a McDonald's charcuterie board. I could not ask for anything better for my birthday. That was so amazing. And then a couple of my friends and I did that cottage trip. I did the vlog, so if you haven't seen that, you should watch it. So that was like a combined birthday thing, but just like my birthday in general was, I think, my favorite. Now the next question says, what's it like to move out for the first time for university / knowing who to choose as roommates? Moving out for the first time was nerve-wracking but really exciting, because as a 17-year-old I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I have older siblings, but I was the first one to go away for school. They stayed home, so I was like, I'm finally doing something different. I get to do my own thing, be with people that I love. I mean, obviously I love my family, but you know what I mean. Like, it was just a fun change. For me, I got really lucky because a few people from my high school were going to the same university, so we kind of just like grouped together and became roommates. But I think a good way to find roommates is if your university or even your program at your university has like a Facebook group or something. Usually people will post in there being like, hey, I'm looking for another roommate, or hey, I'm one person looking for multiple roommates, like if someone's looking for one, hit me up, that kind of stuff. I think that's a good way to find them, just because then you're all, you're all students, you're all there for the same thing. Yeah, that's all. I don't really know because I got lucky with my roommates. The next question says, favorite thing about living in Toronto? There's a lot of things I love about Toronto. I love the city in general. Like, if I was American, I would probably want to live in New York City, although I know Toronto's expensive, but I can't imagine New York. I also love how convenient it is. I can walk 5 minutes to the grocery store, but then you walk 5 minutes in the other direction and you're at a park. Like, I just love that this city is so different in such a close proximity. I don't know if that makes sense. Next question is, who is my favorite influencer? It's definitely Emma Chamberlain. I just love how comfortable she is and how, like, normal she seems. I don't know if that's weird, but I know she lives a very lavish life, but she doesn't necessarily make that super obvious. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I feel like she's a lot more relatable still. A lot of people get famous on YouTube and then become unrelatable, but I like her. I like that she's cool, unique. She's influenced a lot of the stuff that I've done in my life. Like, she influenced my music taste a few years ago when I first started listening to her. Like, I only listened to rap music, and I kind of wanted to switch it up, and so I went to her Spotify playlists, and ever since then I've been more into alternative and, like, indie music, I guess. So that's just one thing she's influenced me on, but yeah, definitely her. Next is fave fashion inspo. I don't know if I have a specific person that I go to, really. I think I just take from whatever I see. I could not know the person. Usually it's Pinterest, Emma Chamberlain, my friends even. I don't think there's really anyone in particular. Anyone, anything. I see one thing that I like and I can't get it out of my head, so. The next one is most embarrassing uni memory. I don't know if I want to share this, but I'm going to anyways. So, in first year, my roommates and I were going to, frat parties for Halloween because we weren't of age to go out to a club or a bar or anything, so we were trying to find parties to go to. And, okay, so I dressed up as a deer. I don't know why. I thought it was cute. I think I saw some, like, makeup look for it, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to look, like, hot on Halloween, which I definitely did not. I can tell you that for free. I wore a brown bodysuit that I got from, like, Party City, and it was like that Halloween costume material, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. My plan was to wear leggings with it because it was cold out and I really didn't care what I looked like, but my friends were like, no, like, wear shorts, like, we're all wearing shorts, like, wear shorts. So instead of wearing leggings, like I probably should have just done, I wore fishnet tights with spandex black shorts. I also had, like, the deer antlers, and then I did my makeup. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it, but I don't know if I really have any from that night, just because traumatizing.
No, 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 no.
But basically, I don't remember how I got into this situation, but I was waiting outside, I think either with one person or by myself, on the phone with my friends being like, when are you getting here? Like, maybe we had to take separate Ubers or something. But all I remember is that I really, really had to pee. Also, before I continue, I didn't tell anyone this story literally for years after it happened because I was so embarrassed. But here we are now, telling it on the internet. But basically, I'm, like, standing outside this frat house with my phone to my ear and my legs crossed, like, I'm, like, about to pee myself. Like, I'm like, if I move, I will pee, but we need to go and find a bathroom. But then when you go up to these, like, frat houses, there's, like, lineups to get in, because it's Halloween, like, everyone's trying to party and whatever, so everyone's trying to get in. I'm like, I gotta pee, please just let me use your bathroom, like, I don't even have to come in, like, whatever. But for some reason, I was not let in somewhere. I don't remember how, I don't remember why. I think I was supposed to be getting into the Uber that my friends were coming in. I really, really, really don't remember. But I had to pee. No one cared. Fine, I get it. We're panicked. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying to figure it out. So, long story short, we gotta pee. The Uber gets here. I'm like, I don't know where to go. So then, I'm just running to this Uber, and I just start to pee. I just pee. I'm running and peeing in the middle of the street where there's tons of people around because what, like, I told you if I moved, I would have peed, and that's what happened. So I'm just running all the way down my legs with this shorts and tights and everything, and I'm getting into a car, by the way. So I get into the car, I put the seatbelt on, but I don't sit. I'm literally against the window and on the seat, holding myself up because I don't want to get pee in this man's car. I don't even know if it smells. I can't remember. So yeah, long story short, I peed myself in first year, and I was so embarrassed that I didn't tell anyone. Next is best university memory. I would say that's similar to, I guess the last one was favorite memory of 2020. But in university, I would say, I don't know, just in general, like meeting the people that I've met, I'm very grateful for, because like I said, I value my friends, and I don't know what I would do without them. The next question is hardest part about YouTube. I feel like this could be a whole video in itself, but I would say for someone like me specifically, because I'm not getting like a tangible reward for all the work that I do to do YouTube, it can be a little bit tough and I can lose motivation. I also think that coming up with ideas frequently enough to be consistent on YouTube can become difficult. I don't know, I just think it's hard when someone like me, who obviously doesn't have a big following, doesn't have, any financial compensation, like I'm getting nothing in return other than doing something fun, which is good, but sometimes it can kill the mood a little bit. Next question is, how do you get a fat, juicy? You're asking the wrong person. I don't have one of those. Next question. Fave thing to do when overwhelmed. I think I just like to, turn everything away, which maybe isn't that great, but sometimes I just like to be alone and like do my own thing, kind of put away my computer, probably go on TikTok or something. Nothing crazy, but yeah, I don't know. Next is, what's my guilty pleasure? I would say RuPaul's Drag Race is my guilty pleasure. I don't know if that ain't, I don't really know exactly what a guilty pleasure is, but next. Would you ever do a dance lesson like the Underground in Toronto? I don't know what the Underground in Toronto is. I want to say it's similar to like in LA where they have like that, I don't even know if it's the same thing, the Underground, the playground, or whatever it is. But yes, I would love to do that. It would be so much fun, and it's a fun way to get active, and I've always loved dance, especially like as a cheerleader and stuff. I also did do dance as a child. So yeah, I actually love dancing and like choreography and stuff like that. So I think I would do it. Next question says, what is something that you love about yourself? Physical and mental. Physical? Physically, my favorite thing about myself is my eyes, because they're green and big. Mentally, I would say I think that I'm a compassionate and empathetic person. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who knows me, but I think I am. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah. Next is, what are some of your favorite cheap but good stores to shop online? I did a lot of online shopping in like the middle of, the first quarantine, I guess, like in the summer, I guess. But I don't know, I kind of resort to the same stores, but I love Zara. Zara's like my favorite online place to shop, although it's not very, it's not the cheapest. It's definitely not the most affordable. Yeah, like for someone who shops online a lot, I don't really know. It's hard because some cheap places aren't the most ethical, and it's hard for me to go through with a purchase when it just doesn't feel right. I have purchased from Shein before, but I just can't get myself to do it again because, I don't know. It's hard because, of course, they're affordable, and I love a lot of the stuff they have on there. They're very good with, the trends and everything. I wouldn't say it's a bad store in terms of, their content, what they sell. So Shein's really good for that kind of stuff. Basically, what I was trying to say was, fast fashion sucks, but when you can't afford some clothes that are, more sustainable. I can't afford sustainable clothes. They're really expensive. It's just easier to buy that way, especially if you are into fashion and you want to follow trends. So it's good and it's bad, but it's affordable, and I like the stuff that they have, and yeah, I hope that helped. I don't really know. I feel like I'm digging myself a grave here. Next question I got was, can you still flip? Maybe if I tried, but it's been a couple years. Definitely not what I used to be able to do, and it would hurt my entire body, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying. Next is, how long does it take you to film and edit? That's a good question. Depending on what I'm filming, it could take me between 20 minutes and 4 or 5 hours to film, depending on what that is. But for editing, depending on how much footage I have, that could take me between 2 to 6 hours. The more I edit, the faster it goes. Like, when I first started editing, it would take me an entire day to edit a YouTube video, but now it takes me a few hours generally. Now, the last question is probably the worst question I've received, and that is, how did you end up with the most amazing sister? Next question. I think the question should say, how did you end up with the most amazing sister? That being said, that concludes this Q&A. Thank you to anyone who submitted questions. This was really fun, so maybe I'll do something similar in the future, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big, fat, juicy thumbs up. Comment any questions that you'd want me to answer in the future, or any Starbucks suggestions from before, your music taste, anything really. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you're notified every time that I post. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Peace.